Hello, I'm Blossom, and welcome back to the Zenith Report. Thank you so much for all the positive reviews and encouragement in our pilot episode. We're so excited to bring you more fun stories and updates on the server. And boy, do we have a fun episode prepared for you today. Starting off with a community story, followed by some interesting updates of the Zenith server, then a little lore behind one or two notorious monsters, some that you might even know, and finally, rounding everything up with a little Q&A session where I answer some questions from the community. And so, without further ado, let's start today's report with a lovely community story from Jericho. And he says, "When I was 10, my oldest sister's boyfriend introduced me to Final Fantasy XI. He brought his PlayStation 2 over to my house and booted up this game I was going to love. I watched him play for hours, running around with other people around the world, and it blew my mind. I had to experience this for myself. Months later, my parents blessed me with my own console and a copy of the game, which took me and my dad hours to figure out how to create my Play Online ID and get connected online. Once that was finished, I started the download. I sat there listening to the music as the download progressed, watching the little chocobo icon, and would even race the progress bar with it over and over again. The download on our horrible internet took 17 hours to fully download. I sat up on that Saturday night until the sun came up, watching the bar slowly get closer and closer to finishing the file downloads, until I passed out from exhaustion. Waking up in the morning, I saw that the download was complete. Wasting no time, I booted it up and made my character. Thankfully, I remembered the server that my sister's boyfriend told me he played on, so on I went, creating my character, an elven male of Sandoria. Determined not to waste time, learning the game, running around inspecting the town, learning what zoning was, speaking to each NPC I came across, examining and waving at every player in my vicinity, I was in heaven. Walking outside the city for the first time, and was promptly sent back to my home point by a rabbit. I was hooked. A few quick weeks went by, and unfortunately, my sister and her boyfriend broke up, which led to me being kicked out of his link shell and left on my own. Almost quitting from the heartbreak and felt abandoned, I decided to level some other jobs up and make the most of it and not wanting to quit the game. While I was leveling Black Mage, this random guy runs by, examines me as I'm fighting for my life against a bunny after running out of MP, turns around and proceeds to save my life. This guy looked awesome. Hume Black Mage, in artifact armor, and a Genie West kit. Those tattoos looked amazing. He strikes up a conversation and sees how new I am to the game. A few questions later, he says he plays a lot since he's in college and has a lot of free time. I tell him I'm only just about to turn 11 and how I had someone who had gotten me into the game, but he doesn't talk to me anymore. This super cool guy, years older than me, said something I never knew I needed. Well, don't worry, buddy. I'll be your big brother now. Join my family. He trades me not only a pearl to his personal link shell named Moogles, but also some beginner gil and other knickknacks that would help me in time, plus some potions in case I met another bunny that was kicking my butt. He welcomed me to his link shell chat as my pearl went on, and I was met with the warmest welcoming I could imagine. These people, all supposedly handpicked for being good individuals, became something of a family to me. For years I played with these people. For years I grew closer to them, learning their real lives, jobs, family members, likes and dislikes, dreams and goals both in and out of the game. They taught me so much, and by the time I was 14, I was helping lead Dynamis, was included when new content and storylines would drop, etc. I felt wanted, valued, and useful, things that felt alien to me off the game a lot of the time. After some time, real life things began to pull me from the game. School, hobbies, sports, and so on. 2 years went by where I didn't play 11 anymore, when a sports injury caused me to have a large amount of free time again. I found my way back to Final Fantasy XI. I logged in after renewing my subscription, excited to be reunited with my friends I had almost forgotten. Before the login screen, I was met with something called a server merge, where I was prompted to choose a new server and a new name. I chose the server that mine had been consumed by, and logged into another broken link shell, and no idea where my friends had gone. Nothing except for the Play Online friends list to go by. I desperately reached out to each person I added years ago. Most didn't answer. Few did, but were on other servers. And the one I was most looking forward to seeing again, I was told had been banned, unsure if he'd ever return. Regrettably, I played alone, finding new friends or polite people, but nothing like the family I once had. Then, eventually, the age of Abyssy hit. I can't lie, I hadn't had this much fun since I first started playing. While doing some content in these new zones, I see out of the corner of my eye a familiar name. Could it be? I send a tell immediately. The guy runs back to me. "Little bro, you're back!" I may or may not have shed a few tears. The guy that essentially adopted me as his little brother. The guy who taught me life lessons and naughty jokes. The guy who helped shape my personality and witty banter. He was back, arms open. We exchanged IRL numbers and emails that same moment, as to never lose touch again. We spent hours on the phone that weekend, catching up as we played together. I learned he was now married to his high school sweetheart, had his own place, and finished college with his degree. All that, and this guy was exactly the same dude I remembered. The random nice guy that stopped by in West Ronforay to save my life and show me a better time. That was sometime around 2010. It's 2025 now, and we still remain close friends to this day. We don't talk every day, nor every week, but we keep up with each other's lives, send memes and videos back and forth, comment on each other's posts, and even send each other birthday and Christmas presents. People like him are the reason I still play online. I found many through FF11, and I feel blessed having met them. Thank you so much, Jericho, for this touching story. The friends and people we meet while adventuring can and do become lifelong. One of my oldest friends was someone I met on FF11. I was new, around level 10. A helpful veteran took me to the Velcrum Dunes to help level me up, but they left me there with no way home after a few hours of play. So, I decided to brave my way back to the starting city by myself. On my way through the dunes, I saw someone being chased by a giant train of monsters. Feeling helpful, I decided to throw a heal their way. In hindsight, that was probably not the smartest of choices, not realizing that it would turn a horde of monsters onto me instead. Sad to say, I did not manage to outrun my chasers, and was killed by what must have been at least 20 monsters. On the bright side, I died a very quick death, as I lay there just bearing my fate. A helpful bystander decided to take pity on me and save me. But not only did they raise me, and kindly escort me back to my home city, they also gave me a link pearl and showed me the ropes to the game. We eventually became great friends, spending long hours playing together, exchanging quips and jokes. Eventually, though, life got in the way and they had to leave the game, giving me everything in their inventory and a lot of gil. Ever wonder how it feels to be a gillionaire overnight? Luckily, we did exchange IRL contact, and somehow, years later, we're still friends. I think it's wonderful that bonds we create through the game can become lasting friendships that extend outside of the game. And I'm sure Jericho's story resonates with many people, like myself, who've had similar experiences. Next up, I think I have just the song that will remind you of the friends you meet and the adventures you've been on together from Final Fantasy XI. Recollection by Nobuo Uematsu. And when we return, there will be some news about server updates as well as a little segment on notorious monsters. So stay tuned. And welcome back. Next up is a little update on the Zenith server. I'm sure everyone would love to know about the things that have already been completed and the things that are currently in development as we speak. So, in order of completion, what we have done so far are create the website and wiki, launch the alpha version, draft armor and weapon adjustments, added XP penalty to trusts, limited Fields of Valor and Grounds of Valor to once a game day, adjusted potency of traits and abilities, added compounding PHNM spawn rates, Divine Zone availability by expansion, customized various settings such as fishing, XP scrolls, OP unlocks, trust restrictions, wyvern bonuses, attribute scaling, avatar skill chain restrictions, etc. Adjusted monster levels and respawns, reviewed alternate musical mixes, assigned missing content tags to synthesis recipes, implemented missing jug pets and added skill chain properties to ready moves, vendor adjustments, improved auto-targeting and spell queuing, launcher beta version, reworked Field of Valor and Grounds of Valor treasure casket rewards, customized various settings such as revert retail protect increase, global 10% bazaar tax, and minus 10% vendor resale, prevent O Club from being DW'd with K Club, further job availability and trait adjustments, etc. Added Carpenter's Landing Barge and Selbina/Mara Ferry Pirates. Set satchel and wardrobe unlock requirements. Determined cosmetics for players and helper rewards. Finalized food rebalance. Reviewed monster drop rates and made limited adjustments. Reduced the retail value of reward and repair. And finally, launching the test server. Things that are currently in development are ongoing work on alternate musical mixes, implementation of food rebalances, retail audit of helm rewards, finalize armor and weapon adjustments, balance and adjust monster stats, add custom bonuses and penalties to level sync, creation and adjustments to XP camps, balance adjustments to trusts, continuation of general development tasks, close beta testing, followed by feedback and adjustments, open beta testing, followed by feedback and adjustments, release the production of the roadmap, all of this aiming towards a successful launch. And now that the important parts about the server updates are out of the way, I thought it would be fun to add a little segment about notorious monsters to today's Zenith report. The monster we're talking about today is called Leaping Lizzie. According to the FF Cyclopedia, which, by the way, is a very cute play on the Roman numeral 11 and encyclopedia. Anyways, the Leaping Lizzie is probably one of the first notorious monster you would have targeted due to its low level and long-lasting gear. According to the FF Cyclopedia, the name Leaping Lizzie is a reference to the famous phrase leaping lizards, a phrase that seems to have originated in 1930s era comic books, where it was often used by sidekicks and other friends of the heroes. The phrase was famously used by Little Orphan Annie. I'm sure a lot of you listening will have some fond memories, or maybe not so fond memories, of grinding Leaping Lizzie. As it so happens, Leaping Lizzie was also the first real notorious monster I ever tried to camp. Seems simple enough, right? A low-level NM with really good low-level boots, which is perfect for a beginner NM hunter, right? Oh, how wrong I was. I had no idea that the place was always absolute chaos and drama over claims. Nothing but level 75 thieves blasting around with flea like caffeinated cockroaches. Low delay crossbows clicking away, wide scan covering half of Gustaberg. Meanwhile, I'm over here, level 11, with a dream, a blue glitter bug called Carbuncle, and a stick. I spent months trying to claim that stupid lizard. Months, I tell you. Every time I actually managed to claim it, I'd have to stand there and survive while waiting for my friends to slap Treasure Hunter 4 on it like we're performing some kind of sick ritual. After 34 kills, yes, that's 34. 34 Lizzies that dropped nothing but emotional damage every single time. Eventually, I gave up and accepted that the boots were just a myth created to torture newcomers like me. So, fast forward a little bit, I'm leveling Summoner, just a tiny level 11 bean with Carbuncle trotting behind me. I'm literally just passing through her spawn area, and I tagged a random lizard for a bit of XP, but even after killing it, I still hear combat music, and I turn around and see here my Carbuncle is engaging in none other than Leaping Lizzie herself. I had somehow accidentally linked Leaping Lizzie. Instantly, before I could even blink, 4 thieves come tearing across the zone, full flea animation, wings of dust behind them, because Widescan had told them their queen had spawned, and all their hopes and dreams came to a screeching halt as they stood there, helplessly watching as my baby summoner slowly bonked her to death. And of course, that's when she finally drops the boots. No TH Force this time, just pure chaos and disrespect for every single person who actually ever tried. Anyways, the next notorious monster we're talking about is also similar to Leaping Lizzie in that it's one of the first, or probably one of the first notorious monsters you would have targeted. And not only that, it's a fan favorite. The Valkyrum Emperor was the winner of the Notorious Monster Madness of 2009. The Valkyrum Emperor is most likely named after Annex Imperator, or the Emperor Dragonfly. The Emperor is one of the largest hawker dragonflies native to Europe. The Valkyrum Emperor was a damselfly notorious monster that pops in Valkyrum Dunes, and he drops the Empress Hairpin, which was good for a long time leveling up. There's this little oasis-like area with a tree where people would hang out, once again because it was a good spot to widescan. I remember camping it with friends, especially on Odin. There's this one guy named Cancer Spam, and ironically, he was chain-smoking cigarettes camping it, trying to figure out how the pH worked. And for weeks, every day, I'd go and check on him, and he'd be there like some mad scientist telling me his latest discoveries with the placeholder. He was there for a month straight, camping non-stop against people until he finally got his drop. And eventually, I got it as well. But this was one of those things that sticks with you the most, because it's usually people's first time competitive notorious monster camping, where you make friends and foes alike. And finally, before we end, let's answer a few burning questions that the community has. The first question is, has there been any details/specifics on the quality of life changes that will be on Zenith? Now, what I know as of now is, first thing, we plan on starting at level cap 50. And secondly, the true trusts that can be called on are going to be considerably weakened and are locked behind requirements. The first trust is unlocked in the same method as retail. The second is unlocked after Limit Break 1 is completed. The second can only be called at level 50 plus. Players have 2 charges to call a trust, each with an independent 15-minute cooldown. This way, trusts can't be dismissed and recalled repeatedly at full HP/MP with all abilities off cooldown. They're meant to help you get some smaller stuff done if need be for the most part. Third, there's some changes to existing food. Fourth, HNMs like Fafnir and Behemoth will be popped item versions. NMs like Leaping Lizzie will drop the rare/X version of the rare versions from the BCNMs like retail currently. Fifth, Classic XP, but movement speed is retail, so 25% faster. And finally, Explorer Moogle. Those are the really main things I can think of. Hopefully that answers your question. Now, the second question from the community is, what job do you plan on playing to level 50 first on Zenith, and why? Oh, it's a question about me. I think I plan to go White Mage because I like the feeling of holding life and death in my hands. Sorry, no, but seriously, White Mage because it's the first class I ever played in Final Fantasy XI, and the nostalgia is calling me. Although yes, holding life and death in my hands is also very tempting. Last question is, what's one hobby you're embarrassingly bad at but refuse to give up? Nothing, because I am a genius and perfect. Okay, no, I'm horrible at knitting. I just keep trying to make a scarf every year during winter, but I never finish. You have no idea how many unfinished scarves I have lying around. I'm pretty sure at this point I could maybe make a scarf out of all the unfinished scarves, just by combining them all together. I'm actually planning to start one again this year. I'll keep you updated to let you know if I really do complete it this year. Okay, thank you so much everyone for listening in. I am Blossom, and this has been the Zenith Report.